Hi guys, welcome to the video. We are going to see how to set up a website using WordPress from scratch. And if you have some idea about WordPress or how to set up a website, it's fine. If you don't have any idea, you should visit akhilendra.com. I have highlighted the domain here. And then you should click on the menu item which is resource. So this is the home page. When you visit akhilendra.com, this is the page you will see, and then you will need to click on this menu item which is called resources. And when this page is loaded, you will see all the tools and the techniques you need to have in order to set up your WordPress website, and this will tell you everything. In case you have any question, you can still leave your comments. I will get back to you with whatever you need. So to begin with, first thing you need is a domain name. Domain name is like name of the business. So if you want to set up a business or a store, first thing you need a domain. It's like a unique name with which your customers are going to identify. Google, Walmart, Yahoo, these are name of the businesses. If you already have a business name, then you should use that name as a domain name. And if you are looking to start your business, then you should think carefully about the domain name, because this is something, at times we like to think something funky like Google or Yahoo, but point is we are not Google and Yahoo, and we need something which is more realistic. So look at your option. If you are looking to take this business really big in the future, then maybe you can think about something like Google, Yahoo, Facebook, but otherwise it's better to have a name which is something closer to what you do and your customers can identify with it. So if it's a real estate agency, you can use a name with suffix like real estate agency. If you are insurance advisor, maybe you can use something with insurance in it. So once you have identified those names, you need to look at how you want to register that name. So basically GoDaddy, HostGator, these are some of the biggest registrar. For illustration purpose, in this video I'm going to use GoDaddy. So let's say you have decided on ABC Real Estate. So if you visit godaddy.com, this is the default page, and even if you visit some other page, you can click on this domains and it will bring you on this page. Here you can search your domain name and it will tell you if this particular domain is available. So you can see I searched for ABC Real Estate. It could have been insurance, it could have been any other name, and it will tell you if that name is available or not. Now in this case, abcrealestate.com is not available, but .org, .info and these other extensions are available. I think it's in general it's better to go for .com, because that's the normal extension which most of the people will use while searching for the name of your website in Google or some other search engine. So it's better to go for the most common designation or extension. But if you are really particular about something, then .org, .business or .in, .us, they are absolutely fine. So if you really are particular about this and you want to have your name of your business, then you should, or rather you can pick some other extension. So it could be .org, .biz, .live, .mobi, .us, .in, anything. So, and in this page you will have all these extensions. So you can put the filter and see what kind of extensions are available for your particular domain name. And it's similar. If no other websites are also similar. So if you visit, say, HostGator, and if you want to search for a domain name, we can use something similar here. So if we click here, then it will tell us, let's say ABC real estate, and if we hit enter, it will tell us that this particular name is not available, and then it will give us available options just like GoDaddy. So whatever website you prefer, you can use these names. And you should be particular about name, because name is very important. You cannot change name every day. This is something which would be which is going to stay for a very long time, so it's important. You should pay some time, you should pay some attention to it. After that, it comes to hosting. Now the cost of domain registration is more or less simple and same. So here they are giving us .org for $2. If we see here, let's say if we have .org available here, yeah, it's here for $15. No, it's available here, but I think they are also in this one. Yes, it's $15 here. So GoDaddy is a better option. And yes, you don't need to stick to your registrar for hosting. So it's like you can register your domain with GoDaddy and host it with HostGator, but that is something for some other video. In this video, we are going to assume that you are going to register your domain and host your domain with the same provider. So let's go ahead with GoDaddy. Here in this case, we are going to buy the domain, and after we are done with purchasing this domain here, we will need to buy the hosting. Now, if at the time of adding your items in your cart, it will give you option of adding normal hosting or the WordPress hosting. If you see here, there are two options. This is hosting and this is WordPress hosting. Hosting, you can use this option to host any kind of website. It could be WordPress or Zenforo or Web Bulletin or any other custom website. WordPress is basically a content management system, and so as Web Bulletin, Zenforo. WordPress is known as a CMS for blog, but nowadays any website can use it. There are tons of themes and templates available to use it for any purpose. You can use WordPress to set up a classified website or any other business you can think of. So there are no restrictions. You are free to use WordPress for any purpose. And the best part, WordPress is free. So you can just register your domain, and after that you can select WordPress hosting. This video is dedicated for WordPress hosting, and most of these service provider hosting providers like GoDaddy, HostGator, all of them are providing WordPress hosting as a separate option, and this particular option is customized to suit the need of WordPress, the software. So it's better to go with this option. Now we will click the WordPress hosting and we can see what kind of options are available for us. So you can see there are these four options: basic, deluxe, ultimate, developer, and then there are these features. Now in this particular case, we are assuming that we are only setting up one website, so we only need basic or deluxe for one website. The only difference is space, 10 GB and 15 GB. In case of basic, limit is 25,000 monthly visitor, and in case of deluxe it's 100,000. So I will suggest you to go with the basic in case of GoDaddy, or whatever host you choose. Go for the basic option. 25,000 or even 5,000, it's a huge number. If you think that that's the number you are going to hit very first month, then I wish you luck, but I won't suggest you to go for higher versions, because that is going to add to the expense without adding any value. And you can always upgrade to higher options with whatever web host you choose. So I will suggest you to go with the lowest possible option, and then later on, as per your requirement, you can upgrade. And how to upgrade and all those kind of things you will find on this particular website. So you can visit the various links here. You can see we have articles about how to select a web host and WordPress hosting and these kind of things. So you don't have to bother about that. But point is, first you get the domain, step number 1. Step number 2, you have to go for the hosting. I mean, usually now things are better. Earlier it was like first you have to buy the domain, then you have to buy the hosting, and then you have to install the WordPress. So there were three options before you will have a website running on WordPress. But now with all the technology we have, we only, this is the second option. So first option is buy the domain and the hosting. In hosting we will select WordPress hosting, and once you have buy this, GoDaddy or whatever subscriber or service provider you use, they will set up WordPress for you. You don't have to do anything. After their setup is complete, they will send you a mail with the email ID or the user ID and the password. Your link to login into your host panel would be something like, in this case you can see Akhlendra, which is the name of the domain here. If it's ABC Real Estate, then it will be abcrealestate.com, or instead of .com, if you are using .org or .in or .us, it will be something like that. So name of your domain, the extension, and then you have to use login here. This login page will bring you on this URL, on this page, which will take you to your admin dashboard. So basically in your admin dashboard you can perform actions like maintenance, adding posts, or whatever you have to do with your WordPress. So once you log in and enter your credentials here, it will take you to this page, and in this page you can see this is the WordPress from inside. This is the admin console area. Anything and everything which is going to be displayed on your website will be input here. So this is the output here. You can see it's my website. All these posts, we have the sidebar, different pages. Everything you see here is coming from the dashboard, and that dashboard is our input area. Now the default would be something like this, but you don't have to bother about this. Key area here is to look at our menu options. Now some of these menu options in your case would be different, because in my case you can see I have added quite a few SEO plugins, comment plugins, and social media marketing plugins. These plugins are adding different functionality, and that functionality is not in scope of this video, because adding that information is going to overwhelm you. That information would be intimidating, so it's better to keep it slim, keep it tidy. So in this case your default options will be this home, and in case of GoDaddy you will find this option GoDaddy here, but with other service providers it could be name of your host or no name at all. Then you will have post, media. Basically media is like, you know, your images files, or any photos, images you upload, they will be displayed here, everything. So but you don't have to, I mean, if you want to add any specific image, you can simply come here, you can drag and drop or use the select file option to select any file on your computer. But first thing is this page here. In my case you have many posts, but normally to begin with this area will be blank with just some sample post. This will have, I guess, one post which will show you the sample post, but other than that there won't be anything. You have to click this add new button to launch add post option. So you can add post from here. You will add the title here, and then you have to either select a category from the existing options, but again yours would be a new block, so you will use this option to add a category. You can use tags to add tags here, and just a note here, don't focus too much time or effort on adding too many tags. Tags are not very important. Just use 2 to 3 tags. In fact, using excess of tags can have adverse effect on the page load time or for SEO. So don't spend too much time on tags. I have seen that there are many people who spend a lot of time on adding tags, and they will add 10 tags or 20 tags. That's not important. That is not going to add any value. Other than that, you can see that we have links page, and you can see all your links here. If there are any links which you need to add in your menu options, you can do that. Similarly, if I have shown you this page, so this is a page and not a post. So if you have to add a post, you will go to this link, and if you have to add a page, you will go to this link. They don't have different purpose to serve. Page is something which, say, if I want to create something like this, a page which is constant, is part of my menu option, and I want my user to come here, I will add that as a page. Whereas a post is like any other post. Over a period of time, it won't be displayed on the home page. It will be there, but it won't be there on the home page, so it won't be part of the highlight. Now, of course, I can use something like featured post or a sticky post to fix its position, but posts are slightly different than pages. Pages are more like menu items or things like that. Now, once we have domain name, hosting, and we have installed the content management system, which is WordPress in this case, we need to look at the themes. So themes are basically the templates. I won't focus on the paid themes in this video. We are simply going to talk about all the themes available to you. So if you click on this appearance tab, you will have all these options. In my case, it is displaying the existing themes. By default, WordPress will be installed with a default theme. Now, if you want to change your themes, you can always go to this add new section. You can search if you have any particular term in mind, or if you are looking for something particular, you can play with it. I mean, it will take some time because there are literally thousands of themes, free themes available for WordPress. So you'll have to search, keep searching, try different options and see what serve your purpose. You can use these options, but in my experience, I don't think these options add too many value. Every website is kind of unique, and if you are a real estate website or a insurance website, in your case, whether you want something to be there always, whether your website is going to be dominated by images like photographs and images of the real estate properties of the some other item, or a website, clean, simple website dominated by articles, news articles. So depending upon your requirement, you need to select and play with these themes and see which one is better for your case. To begin with, I won't suggest you to go for premium themes because you never know how this WordPress installation can play out for you. So there's no point in spending $500 to begin with. Your domain cost and hosting itself is going to cost something, not much, but maybe $20-30 per annum. But point is, in any form of business, financial management is the key. So you should never spend excess of money. You should save that money, and you don't know when you can need that money for some other purpose. I mean, you may need to hire some SEO guy or some advertisement where that money can help you. So it's important to save that money and try with these free themes. And once you get the taste, you get the hang of it, then maybe you can search and try to find the paid themes. There are designers who can develop maybe customized themes for your business depending upon your budget. So that's for the themes. And once we have the themes, we have to look at the plugins. So I will suggest you to visit this page on this website for the plugin list, because there are quite a few plugins. We can add these plugins. Most of them are free and some of them are premiums depending upon the usage. If you need email marketing, you will need certain plugins for that. Premium themes are slightly better in terms of their appearance and performance, but other than that, you will find literally free plugins for literally everything. You can click on this plugin option to visit the plugin page. And just as we saw in case of themes, you can use this add button to search for the themes. There are, I think, millions of plugins in WordPress, free plugins, so you can play with them, see. And I will suggest you to use minimum number of plugins, because no matter whether it's a free or paid plugin, most of them do take a toll on your performance, page speed, and which is going to hit the user experience. So it's important to have fewer plugins. I have seen there are many folks who will literally add plugins for many things, and they will have 20 plugins. So don't do that. Try to have minimum plugins. I won't say 8, 5 or 10, because every business is different, and so you may need 10 whereas somebody can still manage with 8 or 12. So don't get influenced by that. Just review your business and your requirements. Visit this particular page. This page will tell you what kind of plugins are important. So it's like I have mentioned, say this one, Easy AdSense. Now this particular plugin is needed to display AdSense ads, which is a good way of making money. Now if you are a real estate based website or insurance agent, then maybe you can manage without this. It may not be it may not be a big item in your agenda, so you may not need this plugin. But if you look at this Google XML sitemap, then this is needed for SEO. So again, it will depend upon the requirements. I will suggest you to spend more time on this website. Click on this section, SEO. It will tell you a lot about how to optimize your website. If you have any specific question, you can leave your comment. I will try to get back to you. And after that, that's pretty much sum up with the WordPress installation. Now your website is ready for usage. The content is the boss. So whether you call it king or queen, that's secondary, but the primary is and the principle is that your content is the king, your services, your product, and you need to focus on them. So thanks for watching. Please leave your comment in case you need any help or have any question. Leave your comment. I will try to answer that. Thank you very much.